Hello, Olympic fans around the world. We apologize. We've had a couple of fits and starts here, but the technical aspects sometimes of coming live out of Rio have been challenging, and there's some weather blowing, and never mind about all that. Tom Kirkland with Olympic Channel, delighted to welcome you again to another Facebook Live, cutting-edge stuff all week. Patrick Medley Brown, actually 2 weeks now, Patrick Medley Brown handling all the technical side behind the camera, helping out in so many ways. He deserves a lot of kudos, but and you know, when we're talking about Olympics, there's so many different levels. There's the athletes, the families, the fans, and there's a guy who has been with me on many of these rides. It's my 11th Olympics, which I kind of think is a lot, but meet Everen Brown. Downtown Brown is my nickname. Salt Lake City businessman who is a veteran of how many now?
I'm Tom. I've done 14 Olympics. I started in 1984 with Los Angeles, and I've missed 3 in between, but Rio's number 14.
So tell us about your first experience. It was a hometown games. It was in the U.S., L.A. What was that experience like? Just some of the highlights there, just things you remember?
One of the most highlights for me of the Olympics and where I kind of caught the Olympic bug was the opening ceremonies in L.A. 1984. And it was you know, the 84 baby grand pianos, the fireworks, one of the most incredible card stunts I've ever seen at the Olympic Games, where they created the LA Memorial Coliseum in the flags of the Olympic countries. And so just the visual and the party atmosphere kind of started, you know, hooked me into it. And then, of course, some fabulous swimming events, and then from there, just all kind of, you know, here I am in Rio all these years later and a big Olympic fan.
Certainly, Salt Lake City, very special for you, a hometown games. What did that mean to you?
It was neat because the games finally came to where I live, rather than to travel around the world. And that's the fun part of being an Olympic fan, is that you get to go and see different cultures, go to different places, and meet different people. And the world came to Salt Lake City for the 2002 Winter Olympics, and it was a joy. Because I could share it with a lot more people, friends and family, because it was so accessible for everyone there that I knew.
I know in my games, when I think back and people say, well, what's it like? The thing that strikes me early on is you'll be walking down any of the, you know, the Boulevard Olympica here, or wherever you are, and you'll hear the different languages and all the different country colors, and immediately you're transformed into a kind of an out-of-body experience. Can you kind of sum up what it is about the whole Olympic ideal that is attractive to you?
The neat thing is that I don't think you need to be an athlete to enjoy the Olympics. I mean, sure, it'd be great if I could be trying to medal in something, but that's, you know, not me. But the neat thing is that as a fan, I can enjoy the triumphs and the tribulations and the ups and downs of the athletes. And I like meeting the people, because you meet people from around the world, and you're sitting next to somebody at Taekwondo in Sydney 2000, and some guy from Hungary is trying to tell you about how Taekwondo works. And it's always fun because of a little bit of a language barrier sometimes, or talking with your hands, but it brings the world together. And you talk. I like to think that you meet people you wouldn't ordinarily meet when you come to the games.
Right. Tell us maybe some of your greatest Olympic memories from maybe all of them around the world.
One of my claims to fame is that, other than Michael Phelps' mother and his coach, I have seen every Michael Phelps medal of all of the Olympics that he's participated in. And so it was exciting to see him you know, finish his career here in Rio. But of course, who knows, maybe he'll be up for Tokyo. But that's one of my favorite memories of the games, is to be able to follow an athlete of such stature and to see him in person and to see him win every one of his medals.
That's tremendous. That's an iconic story.
Quick question that came in here. So, what is your favorite events to watch?
Well, for Winter Olympics, it's ice hockey, because I'm a big hockey fan and played hockey as a kid. For the summer, it's the fun. I love beach volleyball. In Atlanta, 1996, my nephew and I were at the first beach volleyball gold medal. It was Team USA versus Team USA going into the gold medal round. So we ended up seeing USA win a gold medal, but we knew that before it started. So that was like an Olympic oddity. So it's kind of fun to collect Olympic oddities of sorts of things that happen, like the the ties in the swimming competition.
Right.
You just don't see those things every day.
Right.
And that's neat. But the summer games, it's just more the party and the fun. I enjoy the gymnastics a lot. Beach volleyball generally has a very beautiful backdrop. Bondi Beach in Australia, here we're out on Copacabana Beach, and it's just a great atmosphere. And
They have that thing marketed to a T. There's not a free moment between the action, the songs, the party, people are dancing, they have cheerleaders, they have figured out how to market that, which is remarkable. I just wanted to top onto what you were talking about ice hockey in Salt Lake. I had an opportunity to pick what venue I wanted to, because I was at KSL, an NBC affiliate. So obviously I'm at the old East Center now, it's a different name, but because I could watch every hockey game and just soak in the hockey atmosphere. That was cool. My greatest Olympic story was Lillehammer '94, when I was with CNN and we had those rights holders deals. We could not do interviews in the venue. So I'm watching the figure skating and it ends, and the people in Atlanta, they want Katarina Witt, who was not only a great figure skater, but she was obviously very attractive and a fun, bubbly person. So I go up to her, "Can you do an interview with CNN?" "Oh, sure." I go, "Okay, come on, it's over here." "Where are we going?" "Well, we're going outside a little bit." "Oh, okay." So I put my coat around her and we're walking, and where is this? Well, by the time it's like, almost 1,000 yards, I don't know how many meters, but we're quite a ways away. And she did the interview, she was a great sport, but the whole time you're wondering, like, when is Katarina Witt going to realize I'm walking her out of the venue so I can do something? So that's one of the all-timers, but talk a little bit more about maybe some of the oddities, some of the peculiarities that you've seen over the years in terms of just events or people, any of your multitude of stories.
Well, there's so many. It's just it's
I
such a numerous list.
How do you even go
and,
in your head? You're going
it's kind of hard. I mean, we're right now we're at the summer games, and of course, winter stuff's popping into my head as well. But it's one thing I didn't get into was the Dream Team in Barcelona, and the whole family got in, and I gave up all those tickets for everybody else to be in, so I did miss that. So a couple of the family members have a few things up on me because they saw the big Dream Team in '92. But there's been poignant moments, like in Barcelona '92, seeing Kobe float out of the stadium. I don't think there was a dry eye as this Olympic mascot is in a balloon floating out of the stadium, waving to everyone from a high. And there's just been really neat, magical moments like that. I'm honored to be able to see it in person because it's such a wide picture. You get a much bigger view in person.
Right. Maybe you could talk us through Rio a little bit about some of your. We heard all of the stories coming in, and frankly, there was the perception and then the reality. And fortunately for me, the reality has been nothing like all of the headlines, all of the danger. We haven't had. It's been an amazing experience, obviously. And we've had a great time. We've done a lot of good work with Olympic Channel. But what's your sense of Rio?
Rio has turned out beautiful. It's a beautiful city to begin with. It's very dynamic. The views are very dynamic. The views from Christ Statue are just to kill for. The people have been beautiful. We've had a little bit of a challenge a few days with the weather. We had some rain. The tennis got canceled for the day. But overall, it's just been a fabulous experience. And it's just unfortunate that there was so much bad press at the beginning that scared off a lot of people. But for the people that came, I think they've been really well rewarded. The crowds are very, very lively. We were at the USA basketball versus Argentina. I think it was last night. And the crowd just came alive.
It was close for a quarter or two.
But the crowd,
actually half a quarter.
The crowd just pushed it over the top because everybody was so excited, and tons of Argentinians, and everybody was crowding into one end of the stadium, and just the electricity of being there live was just so spectacular. And sometimes you capture that on TV, and sometimes you just got to be there to just feel that vibe. And
just want to wind up with a couple of thoughts about Pyeongchang coming up the next winter, and then Tokyo 2020. What jumps out at you when you think of, say, Pyeongchang?
Well, it's going to be an interesting set of games because of where the venues are located.
They're all over
They're
the
all
place.
over the place.
All over the country.
So, yeah, yeah.
Not like all over this place, all
Yeah.
over the country.
Yeah, and Vancouver was easy to navigate, partly also because of language. So I think there'll be a little bit of a challenge, but it looks like it'll be a great set of games. I'm excited.
Sure.
I'll be booking a ticket as soon as the airlines release the seats. And I'll probably stay the full duration for that. And then Tokyo 2020 is exciting. The Japanese are so very detail oriented.
Right.
So it'll be fun to see how they
Word is
interpret
most of the
games.
venues are finished, like they're
Yeah.
all ready,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like they're waiting. And so I think they'll do a great job. And again, that's part of the fun of the Olympic adventures, going to places that you wouldn't ordinarily go to and meeting people you wouldn't ordinarily meet. And that's, I think, a highlight for me.
My last thought, just for
Yeah.
our thousands of viewers
Yeah.
around the
Yeah.
world, we appreciate all the people who've tuned into these Facebook Lives. But is there a nugget of advice you could give to somebody who's thinking about going out of their country to an Olympics? What are kind of the checklists of a few things to do or not to do?
Yeah, I think part of it is that you want to try to get tickets early. You want to try to get a hotel room early, but don't despair, because certain things. What happens is a lot of these hotel rooms go into room blocks, and so like the Olympic family and the Olympic organization, they're blocking all these rooms. So it's sometimes difficult to get a room, but don't be dismayed by that fact. Just if you have to even wait to where you're 30 or 60 days out,
Because they open them up, don't
they open them
Yeah,
up.
Right.
And so it was hard getting a room for Rio for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, 60, 90 days out, those rooms get released. So you have an easy chance to get a room.
And your room is
And
quite
also,
a room.
and also don't be, and the other thing is don't be scared if you don't have tickets. I missed Seoul in '88 because I didn't have tickets. And I just didn't want to go travel around the world and think I'm going to get locked out. You won't get locked out, you'll find tickets.
Right.
You'll either find them on the street.
Yeah, you
people,
can get
people,
tickets.
Yeah, people buy extra tickets, somebody in the family doesn't come. If you're not picky,
Right.
I mean, getting gold medal hockey tickets, hard to get.
Right.
Tonight the hot ticket in Rio is the beach volleyball.
And then there's
Brazil.
Usain Bolt as
That's
well.
gonna be, and
Bolt's
Usain
running,
Bolt's
yeah.
going to be a tough ticket
Right.
to get. But if you're not picky and you're willing to create your own Olympic adventure, come and get the tickets on the eBay or the streets or whatever, because you can get in to see the games.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest message is that don't feel like you're locked out.
Right.
Just feel like you're going to have to just wing it as you go along.
Yeah, and then in between
Yeah.
times, if you only have a certain set of tickets, you're still part of the party. Because
Oh,
most
yeah,
of the Olympic
yeah.
party is outside the venue, in the
Yeah.
streets, and in all the areas.
Yeah, and it's the people you meet and the experiences, and again, just if you don't get everything you want, don't think of this as a rigid vacation. It's not like you're going to Hawaii and you have to book every moment of what you're doing.
Right.
Leave it open,
key.
because sometimes we found in Torino, just going out, we ran into people that had extra tickets. We went to events that were fabulous, like the speed skating, that we never planned on going to.
That's great.
And so don't think that way. And the other thing is go to sports that, like field hockey or these sports that you may have never heard of. You don't know how they play it. Go learn it. Go and enjoy it. And in Salt Lake, short track speed skating, nobody heard about it. Nobody cared about
And it
it.
turned
All
out
of a
to be
sudden,
huge.
Apollo Antonono,
Right.
it was huge.
Right.
And
Right.
everybody
Great.
that went was rewarded for it.
That was a great chat. Thank you. 14 Olympics. I've been to
Yeah.
11. If you take one or two off, I'm going to catch you. Thank you so much, Everen Brown. Tom Kirkland with Facebook Live from Rio. And again, Usain Bolt's going tonight. There's the beach volleyball. There's a lot going on. Stay with us. By the way, we're launching at closing ceremonies on August 21st. Stay with us for that. And much more ahead on the Olympic Channel. Backstories on athletes and everything you ever want on the Olympic Channel coming up online and on time on August 21st. Thanks, everybody. See you.